Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. I know most of you just came from my video premiere today. We just wrapped up talking about my thoughts on the YouTube reaction scene. Hopefully some of you guys found that insightful. Maybe I confirmed some thoughts you already had, or you kind of got a little more detail about stuff you didn't know. If anybody thought I was being a dick about some stuff, I truly apologize. That was not my intent. But that's your problem if you think I'm a dickhead. So what I want to do here, guys, I'll get to the chat in a second. I just want to kind of lay this out. This is going to be kind of an ask me anything, anything goes Q&A as kind of a post hangout from that last video. So I really want to field some questions about YouTube and reactions and stuff like that. Maybe things you guys want to know or have questions about. And I'm going to be as brutally honest as I can be without kind of just stepping over a line and just being a dick to be a dick or anything like that. I will be transparent with you guys. I will be honest with you guys. So like I said, I would love to make this kind of a part 2 of what I just released on YouTube, but I will answer anything you guys want to know. Guys, there's going to be probably a lot of people in here. I don't say that to sound cocky. I just say that because I will try and get to this chat as best as I can. If it gets out of hand, I may turn on the slow mode a little higher, but I want to try and get to a lot. So let's just start, man. I'm just going to peek to this chat and go. How do you feel having made the video and watched it back? Good question. For me, that video was very cathartic. When I watched it back, I realized that it wasn't as... Sorry, you guys might hear Ingrid in the background. I realized that it wasn't as shitty as I originally thought it was going to sound when I first did it, but it was very cathartic for me to sit and get my feelings about. I've shared a lot of these feelings on Discord and with other YouTubers, and it was nice to just put it out into the public. So like, I have no guilt about saying this stuff in a private space because yeah, I'm a very firm believer in try not to say anything about somebody that you wouldn't say to their face. So it was nice kind of bringing some of that stuff up. Who started the reaction scene? I have no idea. I sure as hell didn't. That's a great point. Like, you know, nothing we're doing, Chase and I have said this a lot, nothing we're doing is original. We try and make these videos our own, but reactions aren't original. I'm not anything groundbreaking here. Little TankTheTech is doing good. Ingrid is great. Will I be attending the Furnace Fest in Alabama this year? Probably not. Other than it being annoying, do you find there's an impact to what you do because of the fake reactors? Does it put pressure on you to change your approach? To be honest, not really. I'm not terribly worried what other people are doing. You know, I try not to compare myself to other people's pages because even the pages that have millions of subs or hundreds of thousands, they've been at the sub count that I'm at right now. I just want to focus on doing what I'm doing. The only thing that I feel like affects the rest of the reactors is when people start realizing a lot of people are faking shit. They just assume that we are too. And there's a lot of us, and by we, I say myself, Chase, other people that I'm friends with. Like, we try and be really, really genuine. So when there are fake reactions going on, it kind of takes away a little of that. But like I said, like we talked about, man, there are entertainment reactors. If that's their thing, that's their thing. It's not my thing, though. I saw somebody ask, has any bands that I've reacted to contacted me? Absolutely. Sabaton has not directly contacted me, but they've reposted my videos. I did an interview with their drum tech on my channel, and Chris Rurland, their guitar player, jumped on. Orbit Culture has left comments on my videos, and I talk to their guitar player, Richard, pretty regularly. Unleash the Archers, another band that's great. I did an interview with Grant for my channel last night, which I will hopefully have up on Friday. There's quite a few bands that have reached out. I mean, Sushi, Sebastian, that used to be an Eskimo callboy. I talk to him all the time. He is a fantastic human being. Are there any bands I would like to tech for in the future? To be honest, right now, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about going back out on the road. I'm worried about raising a kid. Are there some bands, if they got a hold of me, I'd be excited about in the future if I thought about getting back on the road? Sure, but nothing too crazy. Like, there's nobody right now that I'm like dying to go work for. I just want to be home and hang with Claire and raise her daughter. Andrew asks, how does the country music artist you're a roadie for feel about you being a YouTube reactor? To answer that question, honestly, I don't think he really pays attention to it. I don't know this for sure, but I doubt he cares. He's wrapped up with so much other stuff. Like, early on when I started doing reactions, I did have somebody from his team, and when I say team, I'm talking management label type stuff, tell me if I ever do any country related stuff, they want to screen my videos first because they don't want me saying things that might look bad on other people, which I thought was super fucked up because I'm like, this is my content. I'm not, like, you're not telling me what I can and can't post. But the couple country videos I've tried to react to have gotten fucking blocked, which is hilarious because those country artists that I was going to do reactions to, Tyler Rich, Mitchell Tenpenny, reached out to me personally because I've toured with them and said, hey, I got a new video coming out if you want to do a reaction. Tried to do reaction, fucking blocked. So country music is on a lot of big labels, so their publishers are gonna, of course, block everything. Did I understand what Chase said about Spanish speakers' reactions? Because I did not. No, I actually can't remember what you're talking about. Do you expect to get emails or DMs from other reactors challenging you on your opinion? Good question, Joe. I don't care. I don't care. Somebody on Discord the other night was like, dude, you might get some response videos for this. I don't care. I'm like, I say that not that I don't value their opinions. I say that meaning I put out a video, so if they want to put out a video, why shouldn't they be able to? But I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to respond to a response and stuff like that. Like, this was not to start an argument with anybody or to make anybody look bad. This was just my opinions. Max brings up a good point. Kriegel from Elvati reached out to me as well after the video. How did I discover reaction videos? Who's your first reactor? So we used to watch a lot of reactions on tour, on the bus when we were bored. Not gonna lie, man, I know I kind of talked about him in the video, but like, I used to watch Alex Hefner while I was on tour. Tulip Mafia was another one that I reacted. Something about watching a dude that's in the hip-hop community react to this brutal metal shit is so funny to me, and he has a great personality. He's so funny. No Life Shack. But to be honest, when I started a reaction channel, I wasn't like watching... I wasn't watching a lot of different reactions. Like, there was a few that I would just keep going back to, like Tulip Mafia, No Life Shack. And a lot of the times, it was, if I watched anybody else, it was like recommended videos that would come up on YouTube, and I'd watch them and stuff like that. Who's my favorite musician / producer reactor? Oh, ones who take deep dives into the arrangement or music techniques. Key of Jeeves. Key of Jeeves is great. I like his stuff. If I'm being honest, guys, I don't watch a lot of YouTube content just because I'm so busy. You know, I love Chase's videos because I love Chase and I love the way he breaks down stuff. I like the Charismatic Voices videos. I like Julia Nylon's videos. I like Mark from Cardivox Academy's videos. Trying to think of anybody else. Beth Roars, another one. There's a lot, man. I know I'm gonna leave people out, and I apologize if there are people that I've talked to and we've done stuff together, like, but in terms of like the really breaking down the music, those are the people that I watch the most. I do like Key of G. Hey, I haven't seen it yet, so this is not calling anybody out, but I just want a reminder here. This is not reaction request hour, so if you have any reactions, you can leave them on Discord. I do just want to field questions. Like I said, that's just a reminder. I haven't seen anybody do it. I want to go back. I feel like I saw a couple questions that looked interesting. Do you like the Preds? I'm indifferent. I live in Nashville and I love hockey, so Claire and I have gone to so many Preds games, but I'm a Blackhawks fan. I grew up in Chicago. Matt's welcome from Sweden. The bands that gotten their own day of reactions, Nightwish, Sabaton, are those from labels that don't claim the monetization? No. Guys, I have never monetized one Nightwish video I've ever done. Sorry, that's false. That is absolutely false. For some reason, I'm not going to say which video because if a publisher sees this, they're going to fucking block it. But one of my Nightwish videos slipped a copyright claim, and I did monetize that one. But every one of my other Nightwish videos has been no monetization whatsoever, straight to the publisher. Sabaton, a little better. I would say it's about 50-50. Once Sabaton reposted my stuff, I don't know if they made it known to their publisher and label that they like my channel or to back off, but I've had quite a few Sabaton reactions that the monetization has been cleared on it, so I have been able to make ad revenue on Sabaton video. Not all of them, but a lot of the more recent ones, for sure. How much time does it take to make a video on average? I would say the filming process for me, I usually give myself an hour window. I do multiple intros and outros because I like to do them in one take. But once I start filming the reaction, that is one take start to finish, no matter what happens. Like, that's the reaction that you're gonna get. And then the editing process, it just depends, man. If it's a band where I was pretty accurate on all the gear and I felt confident, I don't have a lot of research and editing to do, so, 3-4 hours, something like that. But I've spent a stupid amount of time looking up gear to try and get the right answer. A stupid amount. When I did the Camelot music video, or the live performance, no exaggeration, guys, I spent 2 hours researching on the internet trying to figure out what kind of fucking bass the bass player was playing because it was driving me nuts and I wanted to know. Those are the things that bug me. So a video like that probably took 6 hours. Fuck, Poet and the Pendulum and Greatest Show on Earth, 10 hours plus on each of them. How's the ESP LTD doing? Fucking love it. Do I have any guesses as to why some labels are so strict about blocking everything as opposed to appreciating the publicity? So I do want to make something clear. It's not always the labels, it's their publishers that own the copyrights to the music. And that's because publishing is a business, just like any other. And when corporate business people feel as though people are making money off of them or taking money away from them, they get shitty. So I do want to make the point, though. Bands and labels that tell people, oh, we can't do anything about it. It's their publisher. Not the case, man. Bands and publishers, or bands and labels have a say. They can tell their publishers to back off Reactors. They're just not. But I'm not bothered, man. I'm really not. There are some great labels that I really appreciate. I'll shout out Napalm Records, Nuclear Blast, AFM, Rise, Seek and Strike. Fantastic record labels. They have stood up for Reactors to their publishers. There are other labels that kind of bow down to their publishers. Like, a good example of this is when I did my interview with Sushi, Sebastian from Ghost Kid. I used like 10 seconds of his single at the end of my interview to promote his record, and it got a copyright claim. And when I reached out to Century Media, they were like, we'll check with our publisher and we'll try and do something for you. And Sony is their publisher, and that's a big one. Sony basically told them, no, we're not releasing anything for any circumstances. Nobody that uses our material can get a copyright claim. So Century Media was like, hey man, sorry, we can't do anything. Sony will not back down from that. But then eventually, Sushi's manager worked some magic, and I do not, at least I think it was him, I do not have a copyright claim on that interview anymore. So somebody did something good for me, which I appreciate, whoever you are, if you see this. Do you ever have people recognize you in public? No, it's happened once. It's happened one time in 9 months. I was at a drive-thru at a Chick-fil-A in Nashville, and a girl that was working the drive-thru was like, are you TankTheTech? And I was like, yes. And she's like, oh, cool, I've seen your videos. And that was it. Like, it was kind of weird. It was kind of cool. Have I heard the new Offspring album yet? No, I haven't. I didn't know there was. Oh, Vix brings up a good point, too. The old Washburn that was being used in the 2005 Primo Victoria video. Dude, I spent like 2 hours trying to figure out what that was and gave up. Vix found it out for me. In one of my early Nightwish reactions, you mentioned the stacks on the side of the stage being aimed inward. You stated that Sevendust was another band that I know that has done that. Have I toured with Sevendust? I have toured with Sevendust. I have not worked for Sevendust. I was touring with a band that was opening. Do I watch Two Rockin' Grannies because they like you? They mentioned you in one of their videos. Fuck, man. Well, honesty time. I've watched Two Rockin' Grannies videos. I saw the video where they mentioned me. I saw they did a video of their favorite reactors, and I found it interesting because they said that I'm one of their favorite reactors, yet they didn't know anything about me. They were saying they're not sure why I call myself tech. But they were like, yeah, he's got a lot of gear knowledge. Like, he could tell you where stuff is, blah, blah, you know, what stuff is. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that video was one of those things I was talking about in my last video. I feel like that was a politely disguised way of trying to get a bunch of other reactors to shout them back out. That's how I feel about that. I could be wrong. Grannies, if you see this, I'm sorry. That's just how I feel, man. We've never had a conversation. I reached out to them in an email. Because I wanted to try and do an interview with them, and got a email back from their nephew or their grandson or somebody. And he's basically like, yeah, we'd like to set something up, but they're super, super busy, and, you know, you kind of have to fit our schedule, and I just didn't have time for it, so it never happened. And then I saw that video that they put out. You know, yeah, the argument could be made. They're promoting other reactors. That's cool. But to me, again, that seems like one of those things where it's like, we've never talked, ever. We know nothing about each other. Like, they didn't even know that I'm a roadie. They just said, yeah, he's Tank, and he calls himself a tech, and does these videos, and he headbangs, and then recently on Twitter, they tagged me, Alex Hefner, No Life Shack, 20 other reactors challenging us to react to a video. And it was interesting to me because they didn't ask me if I would be cool with that. And the only reason I bring that up is because it puts us other reactors in a weird position. So it's like, do I do the video they're trying to promote? Which that's what it feels like. It feels like they know this band and they're trying to promote them or something. Or do I not do it and risk them being like, well, Tank's not cool, he wouldn't do it. It's a weird position to be in, man. It's a fucking bizarre position to be in. I'm not gonna lie. You know, again, man, I feel kind of bad about some of the stuff I just said because I genuinely think they're good people and I like their videos, but that is my 100% honest feeling about that. If you could travel back in time and watch one person sneeze, who would it be? Oh, Jesus. Prince. I feel like Prince would have a pretty unique sneeze, for sure. Joe says, I think publishers and labels don't realize that the money is coming when all of us get to go to shows again. I've gotten a list of bands that I will go see wherever they're at. So, yep, dude, I talked with Grant about that in my interview, man. Some of these labels do realize, like, reactions and stuff like that are becoming like the new radio. Like, it's going to convert into ticket sales, CD sales, t-shirt sales. Fuck, man, when I did my Evergrey reaction, half the comment section was Americans that were removed from that scene that were like, dude, I've never heard of this band, and they've been around for 20 years, just like me. So there is an argument to be made that a lot of reactors are showing these bands to people for the first time. Will I keep doing reactions after the pandemic is over? Abso-fucking-lutely. My main goal right now, and I'm driven as hell, this is going to be my full-time job, man. I'm going to be doing reactions, I'm going to be doing bass playthroughs, I'm going to be doing gear reviews, I'm going to be doing, I don't know, the every so often 40-minute rant about shit that pisses me off. I don't know. Like, I'm enjoying Twitch and YouTube and all that stuff, and if it's a way that keeps me here at home with my wife and raising my daughter, and I can pay our bills off of this, that's what I'm gonna do. What video are we talking about? The one that I just premiered. I did a 40-minute video that was kind of a response to Chase's video talking about the reaction scene where I was being honest. I saw somebody ask earlier, they said, so $400 this month from YouTube. That's accurate. I think I just checked today because of my last couple videos, $480 right now. Twitch is a little more this month, but I've never made over like $1,000 in a month on Twitch, ever. I think the most I've ever made was like 800. Can I talk about my project with Nick Nocturnal? Kinda. It's not my project to talk about. It's actually Sushi from Ghost Kids, but he had me and Nick Nocturnal jump in and do something with him. So if you want updates on that, I would follow Sushi, Sebastian, because he's going to be releasing info about that and stuff like that. My dogs are barking, sorry. With the world looking forward to 2022 to start festivals and live shows again, what we'd like to see in place for entertainers and their crews if something like this ever happens again. Fuck, Nick, you weren't supposed to say that, dude. Nick said we're making techno country music. What's up, dude? Nick, I love you, buddy. So what's rough about roadies and crews that work for bands is that a lot of them are basically independent contractors and they're 1099'd. They're not actually employees. That's not always the case, but it is a lot. They only get paid while they're touring, then they don't get paid while they're home. No health insurance, no benefits, no retirement, no nothing like that. When the pandemic started, 90% of this community, the community that I'm in, the roadies, were left to fend on their own. I was fortunate enough that Dustin, the guy I work for, he took care of us for a while. It got to a point financially where he couldn't anymore, just like a lot of other artists, because he has to take care of himself and his family as well. But it is highly appreciated, and not a lot of people did that for their crews. I would say 90% of the touring industry people got sent home with no money. Nothing. A lot of people struggling, man. I would like to see something in place where roadies are taken care of a little better. Did I find out about a band because of another Reactor? I don't think I found out about a new band from another Reactor, but I found about new bands from you guys. A lot of the reactions, first-time reactions I've done were straight from you guys, man. I didn't even know about some of these people. Would I please try to do more interviews with band members? Absolutely, I would love to do more. I just did an interview with Grant from Unleash the Archers yesterday. I will hope to have it up on Friday. Great conversation. He's a wonderful dude. Canadian, go figure. What breed of dogs do I have? I have a Black Lab German Shepherd and a Chihuahua Poodle mix. The Chihuahua Poodle mix is bizarre because she looks like the Mogwai from Gremlins, like before they become Gremlins. Tank, aren't I monetized for Super Chats? I turned off Super Chats because YouTube takes 30% of Super Chats. And I feel as though for the people that were contributing to this channel, it was a little too much to take away. Like, so for example, if somebody left me $10, I would get 7 of that. I feel like it's a little unfair to people that don't know that. If they're donating a decent amount of money, they expect that that money is going to go to the page that they want to support, but not all of it is. So I turned off Super Chats on this channel. Do you think there will be unionization or something like that with roadies because of the pandemic trauma? Nah, it'll never happen. Now, what's funny, because there's stagehand unions, you know, you got IATSE and stuff like that, but I don't think it'll ever happen with roadies. I think somebody said, will you join Nightwish virtual concert next month? Yes, I've had my tickets for months. How do I decide on what to react to? Taste, popularity, quantity of requests, or is it just random? It's a combination of everything, if I'm being honest. I make the final decision based on kind of what I'm feeling at the time, but it's heavily weighted on the suggestions that I get from the community. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Views are always in the back of the head of every YouTuber. So I know that if any, there is an exception. Okay. I was about to say any reactor that tells you they don't care about views is full of shit, but I know that's not the case because Chase doesn't care at all. He's not even monetized on his channel. Look at some of the videos he does, man. He's not worried about views. He's doing a lot of small bands. I want to do stuff that I think is going to be fun and entertaining, and I want to do like stuff that I may know this band a little bit already and want to see something new. But yeah, I'm not going to lie, like like, views are always in the back of our heads, man. Again, it's a business. Let's be honest. I fucking love Nightwish. I love them. I'm so glad I discovered them from you guys. But do I know that Nightwish videos are going to get a shitload of views? Absolutely. The honest truth. $45% on Super Chat now. If that's the case, I didn't know that, but what is the music in the background? I'm not sure. I have Pretzel Rocks player up in Streamlabs. It is a artist or band called Wantola, and the song is called Welcome. A lot of the stuff that's on here, I don't know what it is. Stoked for new Spirit Box. Yeah, dude. I've enjoyed everything I've heard from Spirit Box a lot. Can I just say I've spent an obscene amount of time trying to figure out the tour band posters behind you. Let's go down the list. So up on the top, I've got some vinyls. I've got a Jars of Clay vinyl. I toured with them. I did merch. They signed it for me. Walk Off the Earth, another band that I've worked for a while. They signed that for me. I got my Nanowar Steel vinyl. I got my Ginger vinyl. Down over there, I've got my Sabaton Royal Guard vinyl. I've got my Evergrey vinyl. And then the vinyl up here that everybody says, why is there a steak on your wall? That is the Foo Fighters medium rare from Record Store Day. I've got a signed Jeremy Roenick picture, a signed Artem Anisimov picture right there. Fucking Slayer. Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo worked for them for a while. I've got a hockey print from Goon. I've got a Primus poster down there. I've got a Dustin Lynch poster. And then the one up here is just like tour laminates from tours that I've done that I just framed and made a cool thing out of. Oh, interesting. I was talking about this with somebody the other day. Somebody says, been wondering why you have God in Hebrew tattooed on you. So a lot of people have noticed that. I am not a religious person. I'll tell you that right now. All my tattoos are things that I got because they meant something to me at a certain point in my life. Do I regret them? No. Do they mean as much to me now as they did at another time? Maybe not. But the short answer is, at one point in my life, this tattoo meant something enough to me that I got it tattooed on me. Claire actually has the same tattoo. Ooh. Oh, Zenra says, I would love to hear a rant about the Christian music scene from your time touring with Jars, but it's only a dude. I would ruin some bands, and I don't know if I want to do that. Now here's the thing. I didn't do a long time with Jars. I only did one tour with them. But I spent about 3 or 4 years in the Christian music industry, and buddy, I've got some fucking stories. Oh, do I have a favorite label? Man, right now it's probably Napalm Records, but back in the day, like Metal Blade, Century Media, I did like Sumerian. A lot of Victory Records bands where I was growing up, because I grew up in Chicago, and that's where Victory is from. Is that saber on the wall a relic or a replica? Fuck yeah, I've never had anybody ask me this. Let's talk about this. Hold on. It is not a replica. Stand by. This belonged to General Joseph Plume, who is a brigadier general for the Union in the Civil War. This was his field sword. I have 3 of them. He used this in battle. My camera sucks ass, so you can't really see the blade, but there's a lot of cool design and stuff on there. General Joseph Plume also happens to be my great-great-great-grandfather. We have a lot of military history in our family. I have a lot of Civil War era stuff from him in our house. So I have a picture right here of him and Teddy Roosevelt on horseback. He also fought in the Spanish-American War as well. Sorry. I actually have 3 of his field-issued sabers. And since I have 3, no joke, I've been wanting to reach out to Sabaton and find out which one of the band members actually collects history-related shit, and I wanted to gift one of them to them. I'd assume it'd either be Joachim or Per, but... Oh, Matt, dude, Roadrunner Records. No, Roadrunner United, yes, I've listened to it. And Roadrunner was one of my favorite labels when I was younger. Have I heard the new Bodum After Midnight EP? I haven't, because I want to do a reaction to it soon. Ingrid's crying again. Was surprised by your reaction of I'm Not a Vampire by Falling in Reverse. Since then I subscribe. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I was surprised by it too. Dude, I've always known Ronnie's name and Falling in Reverse, but I've never really listened to him because I was out of that scene. And now that I'm starting to listen to his music, holy fuck, man. Like, he's talented, man. Oh, you guys can't tell? I'm a thick boy, dude. I'm a thick boy. Chase and I joke about that a lot. Actually, I've got like full-on dad bod going right now. Like a year ago when we stopped touring, like I used to work out a ton. I was at like 195 pounds, pretty fit, had good muscle and stuff. I haven't worked out in a year since the pandemic, and I've gained like 40 pounds in the last year. Band I absolutely can't stand. There's probably a couple of them. Nobody hate me for this. I don't like U2 at all. Like, they're talented. I just don't like them. I saw them in concert once, though, and it was one of the best live shows I've ever seen. Dave Matthews Band, another band. I think they are phenomenal musicians. I just don't like the music they play together. I don't like Evanescence. Just personal preference. Again, that doesn't take away from their musicality or anything like that. I just personally don't like them. There's probably a few. I saw somebody ask earlier, what's the rudest musician you've ever worked with? I don't want to really out anybody here, but I'm really trying to think. I do have a funny story. When I started the Van Halen tour, everybody told me that David Lee Roth was an absolute dickhead. And they're like, yeah, if you're backstage and you see him anywhere, like, turn the corner. Don't even talk to him. Dude, every time I encountered David Lee Roth on that tour, he was the nicest fucking dude ever. I'm trying to think. Rude musicians. I didn't necessarily enjoy my time working for the Sick Puppies. Let's just say that. Man, I've been lucky. A lot of tours I've been on, I've pretty much gotten along with a lot of the people, even artists that I don't. If I think of anybody, I'll call it out, but I can't think out of my head right now. I actually just ordered a weight set for outside for Claire and I to actually work out now that the weather is getting better. So no on the Sam Blackchurch. What did you ask about Sam Blackchurch? Chat's going fast, man. I'm sorry if I missed your original comment. Am I already familiar with Leo from Frog Leap? Absolutely. Love it. What are differences on continents or countries when you tour? So, the people is the big one. Everywhere in the world has different cultural, ways that they act and stuff like that. But from a tech point of view, when we go overseas, power is a big issue because we use different power in this continent, and when we go over to Europe, we have to rent like step-down converters and stuff like that. Which classic rock artists have I seen in concert? Fuck, way too many to name. My dad took me to so many concerts when I was a kid, man. My first concert ever was Ringo Starr. General Sortie asks, how is it working with Red? Been fans there since their first album. Red is the first band I ever worked for, and I love those guys. It sounds like I'm leading into something bad. I'm not. I love those guys. They're super nice. It ended when I stopped working for them at the time. It ended pretty bad, but it was a huge growing experience for me. I haven't talked to those guys a lot lately, but they were at my wedding when Claire and I got married. I think they're great people, man. They're real people. I like them a lot. They were one of the shining lights in the Christian industry for me. It made me feel like comfortable, like there was no bullshit with them, and cool. Would I like to do an interview with Leo? I would do an interview with Leo. Rudest reactor I've ever interacted with. I haven't had anything super rude, But, I can't say I've ever had any rude interactions with any other reactors that I can think of off the top of my head. I had a weird moment with Johnny from Powerful Reactions. He's one of the people that, like, I would get a Twitter or a comment or Instagram or something, like, and he would just be like, yo, let's collab. Yo, everyone says we should collab. Like, without, like, I didn't even get a, hey man, I'm Johnny, I like your page, you know, maybe we could do something together. It's just like, yo, let's collab. Those are always fucking weird. I would love to go to Sweden when the pandemic's over. Have I ever heard of Kaunas? Oh, I can't pronounce that. No, I haven't. You listen to Henry Rollins? Fuck yeah, I love Henry Rollins. First concert was New Kids on the Block? Hell yeah. Have I ever been to Germany? Yeah. I actually, I've been to quite a few cities in Germany. I went to Oktoberfest in Munich in 2015, and it was a shit show. I love Germany. One of the reasons I don't drink anymore. Are there any bands you've reacted to that you like but don't have any interest in seeing live? Wow, that's an interesting question. I don't know, man, because I always like to judge a band live, so I feel like everything... There are bands where I will say there's no fucking way I'm going near their pits. Like, dude, that Landmarks reaction video I did recently, if I went to see Landmarks, which I would be standing near the soundboard away from the middle of that fucking crowd. I would get destroyed in that pit. I don't pit anymore, dude. I'm 34. When I was a kid, I loved it. Without naming names, what's your best Christian band story? Oh, I'd have to think about it. Tank, what has been one of the absolute highlights you've had during your YouTube career? Trinks. I don't know, man. I'll never forget the feeling of when I did a video like Poet and the Pendulum and uploaded it, and when I was watching it in the premiere, I was so proud of the work I did, and I was so grateful for everybody that was so into it. Like, moments like that are fucking... Getting to know some of these artists that I've done interviews with and stuff like that, it's really cool, man. Did I have to deal with some really horrible bass gear on tour? No, I you know, bass for the most part is interesting. Like, Dustin's bass player on tour with us, he doesn't even have a rig. He just uses a Noble DI for his tone and everything, and that's it. He just plugs right into that. It's so super simple. If I ever got the opportunity, would I travel to Europe to visit a metal festival, and if so, which one? I mean, fuck, that's gotta be a for sure one. I would like to go to Poland Rock as well. And then there's stuff like, you know, Grass Pop and Rock on the Range and stuff like that. Are you seeing more concerts now with live streams or fewer? More? Well, okay, if we don't count the concerts that I got to see every single night because I was touring, then now. That's the thing, man. I've been touring for so long that I've rarely had the opportunity to go out and actually see shows that I want to see, because we're always on tour. Like, I always, like, whenever I get to see different artists or at, like, festivals and stuff like that. Is it hard not to listen to the song before filming a reaction video? It's not the specific song, because I don't know what the song is going to sound like, but there are artists that, like, I just want to listen. Dude, Orbit Culture, fantastic example. I feel like, in terms of metal, the music they make is so far up my alley that it's like they got into my brain and wrote music specifically for me. I've only done 3 reactions. I have listened to every single piece of material that they have available, except for one song, because I've heard it's fucking killer and I need to do a reaction to it. It's called The North Star of Amnesia. I've not heard it yet. It's the only Orbit Culture song I haven't heard. I was planning on doing a reaction to that next week because they have like a live in studio version. Tank, any thoughts on Become the Night, recently unsubbed because I was sick of his holier than thou attitude? I have no clue who that is, if I'm being honest. What's the coolest band with people that as people that I've interacted with? Walk Off the Earth was probably one of my favorite tours I've ever done, man. Just the vibe they have with their entire crew as a family and so, like, just phenomenal people. I enjoyed touring with Pat Benatar a ton. Dude, Faith No More, fuck, man, those people, amazing. I did a Faith No More tour in late 2015, just one. I was filling in for a buddy. Amazing people. They also treated their crew great, good vibes. Susan says, I'm still shocked that you turned into a Sabaton hardcore fan. I am too, man. I did not expect, even after my first few videos of theirs, that I would love them as much as I did. Mosh pit, circle pit, or wall of death? I would choose those in that order. Mosh pit first, circle pit next, wall of death next. When I was a kid, I'd probably do it in the reverse order. When I started, am I surprised about all the talented unknowns bands I've discovered? Absolutely. There's so many bands that have been around for so long that I've never even known about, and it's blowing my mind. I'm a fellow bearded dad. Got any advice for either beards or fatherhood? Dude, I'm only 6 weeks in. I feel like I still know nothing. I'm learning as I go. The only thing I take advantage of sometimes is when I'm like holding Ingrid or doing something, I will absolutely tie up my beard as tight as it can go so she has less to grab onto. When am I going to start gaming? Oh yeah, wrong stream. Alyssa, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Ooh, hold on. Denmark has CHP Hell Week Rock and Metal show. Will you join in on Rock and Metal? Bro, I'm not familiar with that one. Thank you, Trinks. I appreciate you. Damn. Dude, I see you were at an ICP show. Those, like, that band gets a lot of shit, but I've had some friends that have worked for them that said they're fantastic. I've heard their crowds are actually really fun for people that get shit on a lot. Yeah, Frederick, it was Orbit Culture. Ingrid loves metal. Our doctor says to her it's white noise. She doesn't actually know what's going on, which I get. Do you have time to enjoy the concert while you're working on tour? I enjoy every concert, but not for the reasons you would think. I'm not enjoying the actual show itself. I'm enjoying the moment of working. Like, for me, being a part of a big show and seeing thousands of people sing along and have a great time and stuff like that, that's what I enjoy. Like, I could have the shittiest stressful day on tour ever, working as a tech, but once we get to showtime, it all goes away. Like, it's all worth it. I love it. And there are certain songs by the artists I work for that I enjoy when they come up in the set list, for sure. React to new song, The Royal Guard by Sabaton. So I did Leave Guard it, and I watched the video for The Royal Guard when it premiered, so I've already seen it, so I won't do a reaction. I like the video for The Royal Guard better than Leave Guard it, but I like Leave Guard it better than The Royal Guard lyrically. I love the Swedish. Still trying to catch up here, sorry. Does Sabaton still have their tank? I would imagine so. Have you not done a Maiden reaction because you've heard all their stuff? Maiden is a band I actually never really got into. Not because I don't like it or anything, it's just they were never on my radar. They weren't one of those bands that a lot of my friends were listening to. My dad really didn't listen to them a lot. But they're one of those bands that are so big that I know a lot of their songs. But I'm not really familiar with their band, to be 100% honest. I know that sounds insane, but I'm really not. Did I have a favorite reactor that you took as inspiration? I mean, I would say any reactor I watched before I had a channel was inspiration. But when I started a reaction channel, I knew that there was so many of them that I asked myself, what am I going to do to set myself apart? That's how I came up with the idea for Roadie reactions. I was like, well, everybody just sits and watches music and they, ooh, ah, wow, I have goosebumps. No way, this is sick. I was like, you know what? I have a lot of knowledge that I could share from my experience working in music, and that's kind of, you know, that was my idea. But you'll see the evolution of it. If you go back and watch my old videos and watch the videos now, like, there was a time where I wasn't doing tank facts. I would, like, and I thought that pausing the video fucking tons of times would break up the copyright algorithm, which it does not. I still find it funny when I see reactors that say, okay, we're going to take a quick pause so this doesn't get flagged on copyright. That shit doesn't work, guys. I'm telling you that right now. Ever watch Davey 504? Absolutely. I fucking love Davey 504. The only thing I hate about Davey 504 is his ongoing joke that playing with bass with a pick is sacrilegious. because people don't realize he's joking and they take it seriously. And they come on my channel when I do a bass playthrough with the pick and they're like, picks are fucking lame, you can't play bass. Like, Davey's gone on record on a video and said he's joking about that. Here's the thing with the pick, finger picking, slap thing. Every style of technique for playing a bass produces a different tone and a different sound and allows you to do different things. I prefer finger picking, just playing with my fingers. But I use a pick when it's necessary. And with stuff like Children of Bodom, it's necessary. And they recorded it like that. Same with Nightwish. Marco plays with a pick for that tone. That's why I use a pick. But I do like Davey 504. I love Aguilar amps. I had them out on a tour for a while. Great company. I would love to go to Sabaton Open Air as well. Top 3 I've reacted to? Fucking way too hard to answer. Any close calls with pyrotechnics you'll never forget? Yeah, I had a liquid-based flame unit once that had a solenoid stick open during a show. So it basically kept spraying out the flammable liquid, and the pilot light was still on. So it basically shot all this flammable liquid, and it started pooling on the stage, and there was like a big fucking huge area, like the size of a trampoline, that was just flammable liquid on fire on stage. I just shut down the whole unit, shut down the pressurization, everything. It was fucking crazy. What do I think about TV casted artists? What do you mean? Are you talking about like The Voice and American Idol and stuff like that? Paul, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. How many games do you get to in a normal year, and why is Smashville the best place to watch live hockey other than Joe Louis? This year obviously we haven't done any, but Claire and I on average probably in Nashville we'd probably get to anywhere between 5 and 10. On tour when we have days off, I've gone to games. A couple of years ago we went to a game at we went and saw the Coyotes get destroyed by Minnesota in Arizona. That was cool. Nashville's got a really high energy crowd, man, for hockey now. When I first moved here, it was not that way. It was like if the Blackhawks played here, there'd be 90% Blackhawks jerseys in the crowd and nobody cared. But now that they've had a good team in recent years, it's starting to turn into a hockey city, and it's really cool. I like it. First metal album I ever bought or heard. So the first metal album I bought with my own money was Demanufacturer by Fear Factor. Catching up in the chat here. Sorry, guys. Getting behind again. Yeah, bolts. Picks are good for the precision and the distortion, man. Like, you get a really good precision tone. How much do you think confirmation bias plays a role in what videos people choose to watch? I think I know what you're asking. Was that choose to watch or choose to... Yeah. I think everybody wants to do a video that they think people are going to like and, stuff like that. So I think it's a big one. Ever seen a hockey game in Canada? Yeah, I saw a game in Winnipeg once. That was it. That's the only place. I would love to see... I had a buddy... I don't know if any of you remember this last year, but there was a guy that went around he was on like TSN and ESPN. He did all 31 hockey arenas in 31 days. It's a really good friend of mine. His name's Matt. He's awesome. He also toured. I would love to do something like that someday and see all the hockey arenas. See you, Roy. Thanks for being here. 80, thank you for being here. Queensryche is another band that like I've listened to him, but I never like really got into him just because I wasn't really in that kind of scene, especially with my age and stuff like that. And my dad really didn't listen to him. My dad didn't like listen to a lot of like 80s, 90s metal and stuff like that. He's more of the classics, like Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and then I listened to a lot of blues growing up. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Muddy Waters, King, stuff like that. Nashville's got a couple Finnish players on their team, I believe. If I could design my own custom bass, what would you do to set it apart and make it yours? I have no idea. Put a whammy bar on it, I don't know. Stars fans. Rhea, thank you for being here. Oh, casted artists, yeah. So some of them are actually pretty good, man. I've toured with artists who were on like Cassidy Pope that was on The Voice. Now she used to be in a band. She was in Hey Monday that was on Fueled by Ramen, but she's a Nashville country artist now. She's great. There are some pretty successful people that have been on those shows, but then there are some people that are just, they're marketable and they're just not as good musicians. Do you think that music covers, bass and guitar stuff are becoming too overproduced? So, yes and no. You know, music covers on YouTube are supposed to be entertaining, but at the same time, I think they should be authentic. That's why in my videos, I try to do them in one take. The Nightwish and Pendulum videos I did were 100% one take. That's it. And it took a long time to get a perfect playthrough. The Children of Bodom one I just did, the audio was one perfect take. The different camera angles I was doing, it was 2 different takes. I recorded my GoPro and this camera at the same time, and then I just took video clips from each one, and so there may be so a GoPro footage might be from the second video I shot, where when I cut back to this camera it's from the first video I shot, but the audio is one take. So I'm more impressed with people that do authentic playthroughs than the people that do the really over the top editing, and you know, of course you want it to sound good, but can you play is what I think a lot of people want to see on YouTube, rather than just hearing the same thing that on the... Hey everybody that's got to go, thank you for being here. I'm almost at the hour mark and I didn't plan on doing this that long, so I'm probably gonna wrap it up shortly too, but I'm gonna keep going for... How about reacting to Doro? I don't know who that is. I also want to stay away from reaction requests in this, just because I want more just personal. What does Claire think about the beard? I think she's indifferent. She jokes sometimes and she tells me to go shave and stuff like that, but she's never really complained. Did I ever do a reaction that I didn't upload because I was disappointed in the song and artist? No. I've uploaded everything I've ever done, with the exception of a Maximum the Hormone single that I had never heard, and I'm very familiar with them. I love that band. But I tried to do a song of theirs that I haven't heard, and I had some major technical issues, and I didn't want to try and do it again and play it off like I had heard it before, so I just never... Action. Did I play any kids songs on my bass? No, not yet. I don't think Ingrid likes the sound of the bass strings, the pinginess of them when I play. She's cried a couple times when I've tried to play. Sitting at opera theater, they do ballet. Main rehearsal, yeah, you're working. Hell yeah. Thoughts on bands who introduce folk instruments and other music? Oh, dude, I love it. I absolutely love it, dude. I mean, that shit speaks to me. Shit like Helveti, oh my god, dude, I absolutely love it. So I love when Nightwish get all folky and stuff like that, too. Do I recommend any playthrough channels? Nate, I remembered your name there, buddy. I don't know if you're surprised on that or not, but I like watching Nick Nocturnal's stuff. There are some drummers I like. I really like Luke Holland drumming. I like Jason Richardson's guitar stuff that he does. But other than that, I don't watch a ton of different playthrough channels. Do I ever look at the older videos just to see the evolution of my beard? Not for that reason, but I have looked at my older videos and I'm just like, damn. What kind of camera do I use for my reactions? So before I was using a cheap knockoff that I found on Amazon, because I was trying to get, when I was starting my reaction channel, I was trying to get one of those Logitech C922s, but when the pandemic started, they were sold out everywhere. But this that I have now is Logitech C922X. I finally got one. I'm kind of indifferent on it. I don't know. I'm thinking about figuring out a way to hook up my GoPro right here and put it in a capture card. What was your worst day on the road and why? Ooh, I've had quite a few that could be up there. I've had times where we've been stuck at international airports for 12 hours at a time without knowing when we're going to get home and stuff like that. But in terms of purely a show day, we did an outdoor show in Illinois a couple years ago where a supercell outdoor show, I think I said that, a supercell tornado force storm blew up right near us, and we had no warning. And by the time we realized we were about to get hit by a severe thunderstorm, we had about 5 minutes to try and cover our entire stage and all of our worlds and everything, all of our uncased guitar vaults, all that stuff. Dude, it was scary. We got like 70-mile-an-hour winds, one of the worst lightning storms I've ever seen, and here we are outside on a metal stage, literally holding down tents over our guitar worlds so they don't blow away and soak all the guitars. Dude, we had keyboards wrecked that day. Like, it was one of those moments where I looked back on it and I realized, like, my life is not worth risking to protect some gear. That was probably one of my worst days. I've not heard Pendulum's new song. Dude, Grant from Unleash the Archers, his Twitch channel is fucking awesome. I love that dude. I can't wait to get that interview out for you guys. He's such a good guy. He's so awesome, man. Definitely need a Tank Talk series where we can hear all your awesome road stories. I would love to do that. I sent today's video to my dad yesterday, and he's like, he literally watched it and goes, I don't even know why the fuck you and Chase are doing this. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know. He's like, it seems like you guys are just like on YouTube bitching about YouTube. I was like, fair enough. I was like, I just wanted to be honest. I wanted to be transparent. That video was more for me than it was for you guys. I just wanted to, I've talked about a lot of my feelings on the reaction scene on Discord with our friends on Discord. You know, oh, all my shit just got crazy. I really wanted to just be open and transparent so nobody can say I'm like shit talking and stuff like that. Dude, Glenn, I have done shows in Laughlin so many times with Pat, I may have been there. I worked for Pat from 2012 to 2014, on and off. So we may not have been there at the same time. If it was 5 or 6 years ago, if it was a little more than that, I might have been there. Favorite venue? I don't know. That's a really, really hard. Which was the last concert you were at? My last live show I went to that wasn't a concert I was working, I believe was Primus and Mastodon at one of the arenas in Nashville. Have I had issues working with bands doing too many drugs and drinking? Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to name any of them. That's not my story to tell, but the drinking and drugging situation in the music industry and how it affected me is one of the reasons I'm sober now. There are some people that they take it a little too far, yeah. We might see some Volbeat soon now that I told that story. Did I ever get an answer from the intro mail you sent out to the reactors? Yeah, just the one from Alex from Cardivox's channel. And it was funny, I saw somebody in the comments say, like, that's kind of harsh for calling out the guy that responded to you. And I was like, well, here's the thing. He saw this video before I posted it. So I showed him what I was going to be saying about him. And we're friends now. I talk to both those guys regularly. I actually, hey, let's talk about this. I actually went back to see what emails I sent, who I sent emails to. I don't know if I should share that, though. The only reason I want to share it is because I never got responses from some of these people months ago. But we actually talk to each other now, and we're like kind of friends now. There's a few of them that it's happened with. Like full circle. Frederick, take care, man. Thanks for being here. Do I play Days Gone? I do not. Tank Tales from the Road. That might be fun if people are interested. I could like go down tours I've done and just tell fun stories. Am I streaming on Twitch at the same time? If so, I can tell because the stream breaks up now and then. No, I'm not. I'm only streaming. Am I? No, I don't think I'm streaming on Twitch right now. This should only be on YouTube. Somebody check my Twitch channel. Am I streaming on... If I'm streaming on Twitch right now, I'm not meaning to. I promise you that. No, it says I'm offline on Twitch. No, I'm only streaming to YouTube right now. Could be my internet connection, could be YouTube, I don't know. Which is worse, hypocrisy or insincerity? I think I'd go with insincerity. Because, I mean, let's be honest. We've all been hypocrites at some point in our lives. I mean, I was being a hypocrite in my video. Like, I was talking about people that weren't responding to emails, and I don't respond to some emails, but I understand the reason why I don't now. Will my wife and daughter accompany me on tour? No. Nope. Most bands, actually, no band I've ever worked for allows their crew to bring their families out. Unless we're doing a show, like, at home and they can come to the show. Shit, I haven't really worked for any bands that allow, like, anybody, like even artists, to bring their wives on the road for an extended amount of time or anything like that. Yes, I have played the Brutal Legend game. Yep. Yeah, a lot of people have brought up Bellacore. I don't know if that's how you say it. Sunday coffee stream needs Tales from the Road. How much tail could a tank tail talk if a tank tail could talk tail? Have I been on a Sabaton live, or am I going too soon? I haven't. I would like to. My time these days is very limited. I've already done this stream longer than I really wanted to, because I want to get back to help player with Ingrid. Why am I thinking about the roadie in the second Wayne's World? Did you ever go out late at night looking for blue M&Ms? No, but I have had to walk like 3 miles from... I can't remember what we were doing. What were we doing? We were doing something in New York City, the Today Show or something like that. I once had to walk 3 miles in the middle of the winter because I just couldn't get a cab or an Uber from the NBC studios back to where our tour bus was parked to get an artist's cowboy hat. Done that. Oh, Vampy Witch, how you doing? Welcome. Doing good. I'm about to wrap up this live stream now. Been pretty busy today. Is it raining here too? Yeah, it's been raining all morning. It sucks. Do I think the live industry will be back to normal in 2 or 3 years? The normal that you know in the live music industry is gone. It's going to be different. Weirdest band rider? I don't know. I've never seen anything bizarre. Usually when you see bizarre things in a rider, so when you hear like the Blue M&M story and stuff like that, it's not because the artists are being pretentious dickbags. It's that they put that weird thing in there to see if the promoter has read the rider. Because if you put, I only want blue M&Ms in my dressing room, and you show up to your dressing room and it's M&Ms and not just blue M&Ms, there's a good chance that that promoter didn't even read the rest of your tour rider that you sent them. That's why bands have weird shit in their rider, because if you show up to your dressing room and all your weird shit is there, you know that they paid attention to what you're asking for and what your needs, that your needs are going to be met to perform your show. Yeah, I just saw somebody in there say that. Sorry, I was talking. Mogsina said that. 100%. My worst concert? God, I hate to say this, but I think that Primus show that I just saw a couple years ago was probably the worst concert I've seen. It was an off day, man. They were having lots of technical difficulties. The sound was really bad. It wasn't a good set list, in my opinion. I left feeling very underwhelmed, and that's a bummer because I love Primus. What was the biggest surprise of the culture that you weren't prepared for? No. The biggest surprise that I've had from YouTube is how quickly people latched onto my channel. I did not expect... Dude, we were in a rehearsal, and I had my laptop open, and I was watching my sub counts. I remember where I was standing the day I hit 1,000 subs on YouTube, and everybody, all of the rest of my crew guys were like, holy shit, you got 1,000 subs on YouTube. And then 2 weeks later, it was like 10,000 subs, and now almost 9 months, like 65,000. Like, I'm more shocked that people are interested in the material I'm putting out and the things that I have to say than anything. Like, honestly, like, I'm like, still kind of mind blown that people are genuinely interested in the things that I'm sharing. Tenacious D's Roadie would be a fun reaction. It would, but as a roadie, I've heard that song a lot. Borka, I think I see somebody saying you're leaving, or is that Jacqueline leaving and saying bye to you? I don't know, but whoever's leaving, thank you for being here. So I have tried to do more Amon Amarth, but they would have been blocked. So Primus gonna be the next tank base playthrough. Oh, I'd probably have to get my chops back up for that. Have I heard Avenged Sevenfold? Absolutely. I loved them in high school. Their first few albums I love. Last live show I saw was that Primus. The algorithm has pushed the Reacts format so hard. Probably. I still don't even fucking understand how the YouTube algorithm works. Like the Matrix. How will live music be going forward? I mean, I don't think you're going to see as much interaction with the bands and the fans for a little bit. Meet and greets probably won't happen for a bit. I think there's going to be some more... That's what I'm looking for. I don't know, but there's going to be some more... Fuck, I'm trying to think of a word and I can't think of what it is. I don't know. I think you're going to see a lot of more hoops that fans are going to have to jump through at concerts. I just don't see it getting back to what we knew as normal for a really long time. But I don't know. I don't know the future. I don't know what's going to happen. Have I ever done a show in Poland? Yeah. Yes? Can't remember where, though. Did I see the video of the pet singing Primo Victoria? I did. Take care, Vampy Witch. Appreciate you being here. Gallon Ball Crusher. Yes, that would be a good test. Is a DJ a musician to me? A DJ is a DJ to me. I'm not trying to take away from DJs. I'm not saying they should be valued any less than musicians. But a DJ is a DJ. I guess at some level you could say a DJ is a musician, depending on what they're doing. I actually have a really good friend. His name's Rate. He's on Twitch. His Twitch handle is Rate Wonder. And he just goes on Twitch and he streams. And he's fucking incredible. And he does a lot of cool stuff. I guess I would consider him a musician, just not in the stereotypical sense that we would think. What's the first gig I would like to go to post-COVID? Realistically, I think the first gig I may make that may happen is going to be Ginger in Nashville in December. I've heard, no, because I haven't heard Amaranth by Nightwish yet, but I've heard the misheard lyrics for Wishmaster, and I love it. I would absolutely be open to reacting to more bands that are unknown outside of the country. I mean, here's the thing though. Skrillex is a musician. It's Sonny Moore. Just because he's DJing and now doing EDM doesn't mean he's not a musician. I mean, he plays guitar, he sings, he's, you know. It's an interesting conversation to have, man. I don't discredit EDM producers and DJs and stuff any less than I would a guitar or a bass player, but it's a different kind of musicianship. It's like when we say musician, we think people that are physically playing instruments. DJs and EDM producers would argue that their computer and their turntables are instruments to them. They are using them as an instrument to make music. So like people like Avicii, while he does his stuff in the studio on a computer, that still takes a great deal of knowledge and creative skill to do, and he is ultra talented. It's just a different kind of musicianship. As a roadie, what's the biggest red flag that a band will not treat you well? Usually I can tell right away if I start a tour and a band doesn't actually introduce themselves. If you start a tour and they don't actually shake your hand and say welcome to the tour or something like that, like, you can tell they don't give a shit that you're there. all. They're paying you to do your job, and that's totally fine. That's 100% fine. I've had tours like that. They're not interested in making friends. They're interested in doing their show and hiring the adequate crew that they think is going to. Pop band that really impressed me live, Nick fucking Jonas. Nick Jonas and his band live are incredible. The Radio Disney version is Hammer Smash Face. No, but that's amazing. So we're getting away from questions and more into reaction stuff. But I'm over an hour here, so I feel like this is a good time to relax, kind of wrap it up here. Go hang out with Claire and Ingrid and stuff. But I'm just gonna keep looking at the chat as I'm. Dude, that would be hilarious to do a reaction to Tala with Elizabeth. I don't know how she would take that. So, guys, So, here's the thing about Cell Dweller. Yeah, he produces on the computer and stuff like that, but he can also play a bunch of instruments. He's a phenomenal producer. Most people here have probably heard stuff that Clayton has worked on and not realized it. So, guys, thank you very much for being here. This was fun, an open, honest, candid talk. If you haven't seen the video that this stemmed off of, my Let's Talk About the YouTube reaction scene that was inspired by Chase, that is up on my channel right now as well. And I really enjoyed doing this with all of you guys. But I'm going to wrap it up here, man. I really enjoyed this. Thank you guys for allowing me to be honest and vulnerable and open and transparent with you guys. And I always want to strive to keep doing that with you guys because I don't want to lead people on and bullshit people with this kind of stuff. I feel like honesty is the way to go, especially with you guys. But I appreciate all of you, man. My social medias are below. I stream on Twitch from time to time playing games. And Twitch is a good place if you ever do want to talk because there's less people on Twitch than there are here. There's usually generally 50 to 100 people. I can interact with the chat even more and stuff like that. So, social media, I'm on Instagram, Twitter. I'm not on Facebook. And then Patreon if you ever want to support and stuff like that. So, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you that took the time to be here for a little bit. I know you guys are busy and you have other stuff going on in your lives. So it is much appreciated that you are here. I'm going to go enjoy my day with Claire and Ingrid and our puppies. And I'm going to take the day off tomorrow from YouTube, so there's not going to be a video on there. But Friday, we will have the interview with Grant from Unleash the Archers on the channel. And then Saturday, we've got more Sabaton. So wherever you guys are in the world, have a great day. Have a great evening. Have a great morning. Have a great night, wherever you're at. Be safe. Be kind to each other. I will see all of you very soon.